There are 6 behaviors that the wisest men in history identified as weapons dressed as normal. And right now, someone in your life is using at least one of them on you. You've probably accepted all 6. I know I have. And the worst part? They feel like kindness. They feel like love. They feel like someone just caring about you. A Harvard study found that people who regularly accept these 6 behaviors show the same neurological stress markers as people in physical danger. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between emotional manipulation and a physical threat. 3,000 years ago, the wisest man who ever lived wrote 31 chapters warning about exactly this. His name was Solomon. He had everything, and he lost it, because he kept accepting what he should have rejected. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you all 6 behaviors. Some will surprise you, but one of them, I promise you, is happening in your life right now. Behavior 1, the one that feels like a blessing, love bombing. The first behavior is the most dangerous because it feels the best. Love bombing. Excessive flattery, attention, affection, all delivered early in a relationship. Romantic, friendship, even professional. Researchers at UC Berkeley found that the neurological response to love bombing is identical to cocaine addiction. Your brain releases dopamine at the same rate. That is not a metaphor. That is neuroscience. And here's what makes it a weapon. It's not random. The person doing it is calibrating exactly how much warmth to give, so you become dependent on them before the real dynamic begins. Joseph knew this pattern. His brothers showed him extravagant favor. They elevated him, gave him the coat. Then they sold him into slavery. Proverbs 26:24 says, "Enemies disguise themselves with their lips, but in their hearts they harbor deceit." What does it look like? Constant compliments disproportionate to how well they know you. Statements like, "I've never met anyone like you," within 2 weeks of meeting. The behavior doesn't announce itself as dangerous. It arrives wrapped in warmth. And by the time you feel the hook, you're already attached. Next, we have one that's been so completely normalized that most people defend it as just how they communicate. Behavior 2, the one that steals your judgment, false urgency. Every time someone says you need to decide now, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for good decisions, partially shuts down. That is not philosophy. That is neuroscience. Under artificial urgency, humans make measurably worse decisions 78% of the time. 78%. Think about every major decision you've been rushed into. Think about how many of them you'd take back. The behavior sounds like, "This opportunity won't be here tomorrow. If you don't commit now, I'm moving on. I just need an answer from you today." False urgency is designed to bypass your discernment. If it's real, it will wait 24 hours. If it won't wait 24 hours, that's your answer. Proverbs 19:2. "It is not good to have zeal without knowledge, nor to be hasty and miss the way." 3,000 years ago, they were already documenting this exact manipulation tactic. The wisest response to urgency is a pause, not a wall, not an argument, just a pause. Watch what they do with it. After this one, we get to the behavior that gets passed down through families like a tradition. Behavior 3, the inherited weapon, guilt tripping. Here's something that might be uncomfortable to hear. You probably learned to accept guilt tripping from the person who raised you. That's not an accusation, it's a pattern. Guilt is often weaponized by people who don't have direct power, so they use emotional leverage instead. It sounds like, "After everything I've done for you." I guess I just don't matter. Fine, don't worry about me. Psychologists call this coercive guilt induction. It bypasses rational thinking and attacks your identity instead. Instead of asking you to do something, it makes you feel like a bad person for not already doing it. Solomon, a man with more wisdom than any person alive, watched his kingdom torn apart by people using emotional leverage. His wives, his advisors. They knew direct confrontation wouldn't work on a wise king, so they went around his wisdom, straight to his emotions. 1 Corinthians 13:5. Real love doesn't dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. Genuine love makes requests. Manipulation makes you feel like the villain for not complying. Here's what you want to do next time you feel it. Ask yourself, am I responding to a genuine need, or am I trying to escape a feeling they've created in me? That single question will tell you everything. Here's what you want to do next, the one that's been doing the most damage the longest, disguised as help. Behavior 4, the one disguised as help, unsolicited advice that undermines. This one is subtle, and it might be the behavior that's been doing the most quiet damage to you. Unsolicited advice that undermines is not help. It is control with good branding. It sounds like, I'm just saying this because I care about you, but, followed by something that makes you doubt your direction, your decisions, or your identity. Studies in social psychology show that repeated unsolicited criticism, even when framed as help, reduces a person's confidence in their own judgment by up to 40% over time. The people telling you they're just trying to help may literally be cutting your decision-making ability in half. This is exactly why Joseph's brothers said, "Here comes the dreamer," when they saw him coming. They weren't just jealous of his coat, they were dismantling his identity. If they could make him doubt who he was, they could control what he became. Proverbs 11:9. With their mouths, the godlies destroy their neighbors. The rule of thumb is this: helpful advice is offered once, when asked, and then dropped. Advice that's repeated, unsolicited, and always lands on your insecurities. That is not help. After that, we get to the behavior that creates the most invisible debt in human relationships. Behavior 5, the help that comes with a bill, performative help. Performative help is help given loudly, publicly, or with strings attached, and it creates obligation, which is the point. Real help asks for nothing. Performative help creates a ledger, and you're always on the losing side of it. It sounds like, I did this for you, and you can't even, or, after all I've helped you with. Or, it's help offered in front of an audience, designed to be witnessed. Jesus made this distinction explicitly in Matthew 6:2. When you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets. He wasn't just giving fundraising advice. He was identifying a manipulation tactic 2,000 years before psychology named it. The give-to-get person calculates their generosity. Every act is an investment expecting a return. The measure is simple. Does their help leave you feeling freer or more indebted? Real generosity creates freedom. Performative help creates chains. Now, the last one. And this might be the most underrated threat to your self-worth of all 6. In fact, research shows this last one is more damaging than direct insults. You will not see this coming. Behavior 6, the one with a knife inside it, backhanded compliments. A backhanded compliment is a compliment with a knife inside it. You look amazing. I can't believe how much weight you've lost. You're actually really smart for someone who didn't go to university. You did well. I honestly didn't think you had it in you. These are not accidents. They are calibrated. Research from the University of Amsterdam found that backhanded compliments are more damaging to self-esteem than direct criticism. Here's why. Your brain registers the compliment and lowers its defenses. Then, the insult lands on completely unprotected ground. Your brain literally cannot defend against it. Proverbs 26:24-25. Enemies disguise themselves with their lips, but in their hearts they harbor deceit. Though their speech is charming, do not believe them. Solomon wrote this from experience, surrounded by people whose words sounded like elevation, but were designed to keep him manageable. The person delivering backhanded compliments wants you to feel slightly less than, just confident enough to be useful, not confident enough to outgrow them. This behavior is incompatible with genuine respect. Anyone who genuinely respects you can give you a compliment without hiding a needle inside it. What now? Here's the thing about all 6 of these behaviors. They don't come from strangers. They come from people who know you, people who are close enough to know exactly which lever to pull. And the hardest part isn't identifying them. The hardest part is deciding what to do once you see them clearly. Solomon knew about all 6. He wrote about them, he warned about them, and he still let them in. The difference between wisdom and knowledge is application. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Not some things. Everything. Guard what you let in, not out of paranoia, out of precision. Because your peace, your direction, and your potential are all downstream of what you allow. If you just recognize someone in your life through one of these 6, you're going to want to watch the next video, because it answers the question you're probably asking right now. What do you do when the person using these behaviors says sorry? The answer will change how you see apologies forever.